Good evening. Will you say thank you to the Cosmic Orchestra with me? Now, if I gave you the cheat sheet, you'd know that one of my aims tonight is at least once for each of you, while they're playing, I want you to just get up and feel the music. Dance a little. Find a friend. All right? I'll be with you, I promise. Whoops. Here we go. Go to the top. Oh, wow, a lot of pages tonight. Here we go. Good evening. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist congregation at Shelter Rock. My name is David Carl Olson. I serve here with my colleagues, Reverend Megan Henry, and our student minister, Brian Bauer, and all of us under the patient care of our lead minister, Reverend Dr. Natalie Fenimore. We offer this Thanksgiving soulful service as a time for nurturing gratitude. I had the great privilege this week of being with my family to remember my Aunt Ellen, who died this week, and to participate in a Lutheran liturgy, and I even got a chance to sing a little Swedish. So there, back to my roots. I had a chance to talk with the organist about a study group that she's in on the works of Dietrich Bonhoeffer, whom I will be studying actually for a doctoral program in January. I thought of his quotation: "In ordinary life, we hardly realize that we receive a great deal more than we give, and that it is only with gratitude that life becomes rich." Tonight, I hope that for all of us, our lives will become rich. The richness of this place comes in part from the generosity of those who give so much to make this worship service possible. Will you please join me in saying thank you to Joe Tuna, who cooked, to Cynthia Lee, who shopped, to all the faithful choppers and setuppers and servers. Let's show a little love for our simple meal. I so want to remind you, by the way, that we are a religious congregation, each and every day, hoping to build lasting community here in Nassau County and nearby Queens. We hope that you may find other ways to be involved with our work, this community, and the work that we do in this place and in the world. So speak to one of the volunteers out at the welcome desk out in the lobby. Speak to me. Talk to some of the members to figure out how you might even become a member of this congregation. Volunteers are important, yes, and we have professionals in the room, too. So thank you to our audio-video team from Penny Lane, Adam, Mike, John, and Bobby. We look forward, all of us, to the return of our featured artist tonight, Jonah Smith. And here up front, join me, the Cosmic Orchestra. Help me welcome Eugene Ruffalo, Andy Stack, Jonathan Predis, Pat Falco, Ben Wish, Cassandra House, and Chris Marshak. At the start of our time together, we light a chalice. Hear these words of Leah Derland Jones. As we light this flame, we remember friends and loved ones, near and far, and we give thanks. As the fire burns brightly, we open our minds and hearts to new ways of being, and we feel alive. As the room glows with warmth and kindness, we extend our circle ever wider to welcome those who want to come in. And then we know love. I'm grateful for the many musicians in my life over the years, for their generosity of spirit and their creativity, their invention. Singer-songwriter Dean Stevens of Boston gave a song that swells with gratitude and nurtures my heart, Wood and Strings.
am in love with the grain in the wood, in the trees, rooted on the ground. That God come down some time ago, so this guitar might sound. I am amazed by the patient grace of the cut, measure, grind, polish, and sand that patiently undress the wood secret magic of the luthier's skillful hand. I'm blown away by the alchemy of steel wrapped in bronze, in wood cut from trees intertwined, to find such mystery, how they combine to bring a sound around my mind and teaches me to reach deep into my soul. From wood and string comes sound, they fly, they are rooted in the ground. Voices ring near and far, we can sing with the strength of strings on the guitar, with strength of strings on the guitar, with strings on the guitar. I've come to know that there's a fountain there that flows, it always flows, but I can't get used to the way it leads me on and beckons to follow on down that bothered path. I never question, never ask, I'll go, I'll just go. I love to roam my hands across your strings. I love to fly with each new shiny set of wings that you would give me. I'll be ready to go. I stand in wonderment and tell me why that I deserve to give, so lift me up so high, so high. From wood and string come sounds, they fly, they are rooted on the ground. The voices ring near and far, we can sing with the strength of strings on the guitar, with the strength of strings on the guitar, the strings on the guitar. Oh, you builder of fine instruments, you apply a trade and no one but players know your name. So I will praise you here. The hours you slaved away so I could get up here and play and try to find the words to say I am indebted to you. Thank you, George Loudon. Thank you, John Larrivee, Gordy Bishop, C.F. Martin. I am thanking you every day. And thank you, Rosewood. Thank you, cedar, mahogany, ebony, bronze, and steel. Thank you, trees. Oh, thank you, metals. Thank you, hands that make this real. Thank you, hands that make this real. May I never take you for granted. May I I see that seeds are planted, may your seedlings forests grow. May your seedlings reap forests grow. Wooden strings come south, they fly, they are rooted in the ground. Voices ring near and far, we can sing with the strength of strings on the guitar, with the strength of strings on the guitar, with strings on the guitar.
May I never take you for granted. Every month during worship, we share an opportunity toward living our Unitarian Universalist values in the world by acts of generosity to bring positive change. Tonight, we're invited to support an effort that is very close to my heart. You saw me walking around making sure each of you had one of these, or I tried. The AIDS Center of Queens County, ACQC. Since 1986, ACQC has grown to become the largest provider of HIV services on the borough of Queens, serving over 10,000 HIV-positive clients and 30,000 community residents in 5 sites throughout the borough. Your donations continue many years of Shelter Rock's support for our neighbors living with HIV, AIDS, and other chronic conditions, and support too for their families and caregivers. There are lots of ways to give. If you see on this card, there's a QR code that'll take you to a giving page. You may also use PayPal. You may drop your check. Yes, we take those out in the lobby. Please write November offering in the memo line, and we are always ready to take cash. So that's going to be good. You also may do what I do, which is I went onto the giving page on UUCSR.org to set up a recurring payment. You could do one time or a recurring payment. My contribution is $100 a month. I do want to encourage you to give. That act in community is a way by which we recognize the privilege that we have to be here and to nurture gratitude among us. In the words of Arthur Foote II, freely we have received of gifts that minister to our needs of body and spirit. Gladly we bring to our congregation and its wide concerns just a portion of that bounty. Now I am going to ask you to rise in body and spirit, and we're going to sing, "From You I Receive, to You I Give." And again, this works best if you actually see a real person and you reach out to them and you say, "From you I receive, to you I give, together we share." And then be so respectful to them. "And from this we live." You may wink, you may make it fun. Those things are all fine, okay? But let it be from the heart. We'll do it a few times. Here we go. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. These offerings are gratefully received by those who would be good stewards of justice, equity, and compassion in this house, in this county, and even unto the universe. Let's sing. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we, one more. From you I receive, to you I give, together we share, and from this we live. Thank you all. Please be seated. You know, I talk about this place as being a leader-full place. And I say that, some people say, oh, UU congregations are lay-led. And I said, actually, they're lay-governed, right? That the lay people govern this place, but there's leadership that comes from all kinds of places. And it can be leadership from committee chairs, it can be leadership from volunteers, it can be leadership from a minister or two. Tonight, we are so excited to have a little leadership from the band. I asked Chris Marshak if he might share a short reflection with us, and he said yes. So let's say yes to him with a little warmth.
When I think about Soulful Sundown, the Cosmic Orchestra, and these second Friday nights I've been fortunate to be a part of, I'm filled with a deep sense of gratitude. And what specifically am I grateful for? I am grateful for the power of the pause. In the midst of this wild, relentless thing we call life, in a world where there is constant pressure to do, to produce, to accomplish, these nights invite something different. They create a pause, a moment where we can remember to simply be. For years, Soulful Sundown has offered a space to reflect, to ponder, to rejuvenate, a space to step outside our routines and question the programs running quietly in the background of our lives, a space to embrace the mystery of being human with all its beauty and all its pain. And as a musician in the Cosmic Orchestra, the band is tasked with decorating this space sonically. And in a world, sorry there, John, sorry. And in a world that can be so hard and unforgiving, many of us develop a kind of protective shell, something that helps us survive the difficult parts of life. The challenge is that if we aren't careful, that shell doesn't only keep out the pain, it can also keep out the joy, connection, and wonder. It can numb us not only from what hurts, but from what heals. Recently, someone asked me about the Cosmic Orchestra and the kind of music we play. I told them that we try to take songs and deliver them in a way that helps thaw that protective shell we've all built. We try to make music that gently melts the ice, that opens a crack, that helps people feel something real, something they can carry with them when they leave here and step back into their lives. Because that's what art does. Art creates a pause. A pause where we can reflect on where we've been, consider where we're going, and reconnect with what matters. A pause that helps us live with intention and purpose rather than just react to the constant emotional whiplash of being a human being. So tonight, as always, I am grateful for the pause. I am grateful for this space. I am grateful for the chance to make music with people I love, for people I care about, in a community that continually reminds me to slow down, breathe, listen, and be present. I am grateful. Thank you.
Gone to the ground, watching porn in my hotel dressing room. Now I think of
of you, but I still believe only one love for in this lonely hotel suite. Journey's long and it feels so bad, thinking back to the last day we had. Oh, moon fades to the news, soon I know I will be back with you. I'm nearly with you, nearly with you. When I'm weak, I draw strength from you. When you're lost, I know how to change your mood. When I'm down, you're breathing life over me. Even though we're miles apart, we are each other's destiny. On a clear day, I'll fly home to you, bending time, getting back to you. Well, old moon fades to the noon, and soon I know back with you, nearly with you, nearly with you. When I'm weak, I find strength from you. Change your mood. When I'm down, you bring life over me. Even though we're miles apart, we are each other's destiny. Oh, when I'm weak, I draw strength from you. When you're alone, you know how to change your mood. When I'm down, you bring life over. Miles apart, we are each other's destiny. Oh, yeah.
It may indeed be that we are each other's destiny. I'm going to invite you quietly to come forward and to light a candle, perhaps to remind yourself of who it is you are, perhaps to imagine who is destiny in your life, perhaps to think about who in your circle of family and friends and public relationships, who is it you belong to? Who belongs to you? And how do we make that destiny together, knowing that none of us need be alone? Anything you want. I stood at the family burial plot in Rumford, Rhode Island, that's how we say it, this morning, laying Aunt Ellen to rest among a weeping uncle and cousins and so many relatives. I looked at the stones that were inscribed with dates. My father's Muffa, Johann, my great-grandfather. My father's Mumma, my great-grandmother, Hulda. My grandfather, my dad's father, Anders George. My grandma, Ingeborg, buried in 1963 her father, in 1966 her mother, in 1967 her husband. And I was just thinking, that was about a time when my dad and I were having a hard time with each other, and I went to live with my grandma for a while after Grandpa died. And the sadness that she carried and the caring that she had done as people reached 92 and 94 and only 67 years. In those few years, Grandma nurtured those three and still had love to share with 19 grandchildren. When her eldest son, George, my Uncle George, the guy who owned the pizza store, his pizza was described as the finest pizza in Providence by the alternative newspaper there. But when he died in 1978, it was as if it were too much. His final words were spoken over his casket. Grandma just let out this wail. It came as if it was coming up from the center of the earth. It was too much, it was too much. And as she cried out, I'll never forget it, all the women in the family took a step toward her, to hold her, to comfort her, to be with her. And all the men took a step aside to be with their own demons. And I watched. My people. My people. Dietrich Bonhoeffer, mentioned earlier, was a Lutheran clergyman and intellectual, left his appointment at Union Theological Seminary in New York just as Nazism was raising its profile in Germany. His move back to his homeland was accompanied by his commitment to being part of the resistance. And later, when his role in the plot to assassinate Adolf Hitler was revealed, he was arrested and put to death. His legacy speaks to me. Gratitude, he says, transforms the torment of memory of good things now gone into silent joy. One bears what was lovely in the past, not as a thorn, but as a precious gift deep within, a hidden treasure of which one can always be certain. Violeta Parra sought that hidden treasure deep within. She was an ethnomusicologist and visual artist in Chile, a folklorist and singer-songwriter who was part of the Nueva Canción, the New Song movement of Latin America in the 1960s. Gracias a la vida que me ha dado tanto, she writes. Thanks for life, which has given so very much. May these words of hers be for us a prayer. Thanks to life which has given me so much. It gave me two beams of light that when opened can perfectly distinguish between the light and the dark. And in the sky above, her starry backdrop, and from the multitude, the one that I love. Thanks to life, which has given me so much. It gave me an ear that in all its width records night and day, crickets and canaries, hammers and turbines and bricks and storms, and the tender voice of my beloved. Thanks to life, which has given me so much. It gave me sound and the alphabet, with them the words that I think and declare, mother, friend, brother, and the light shining, the root of the soul from which comes love. Thanks to life, which has given me so much. It gave me the ability to walk with my tired feet. With them I have traversed cities and puddles, valleys and deserts, mountains and plains, and your house, your street, your patio. Thanks to life, which has given me so much. It gave me a heart that causes me to shudder when I see the fruit of the human brain, when I see the good so far from the bad, when I see within the clarity of your eyes. Thanks to life, which has given me so much. It gave me laughter, and it gave me longing. With them I distinguish happiness from pain, the two materials from which my songs are formed, and your song as well, which is the same song, and everyone's song, which is my song. Gracias a la vida, gracias a la vida. Bob Franke was a regular at the Me and Thee Coffee House in Marblehead, Massachusetts, performing there for some say 40 years. In his musical career, Bob wrote and performed for about 55 years, playing in concert halls and clubs and on street corners across America. The Boston Music Awards named him the Outstanding Folk Artist of 1990. He had written about 200 songs. He released a dozen albums. He also composed an Easter cantata that was performed at St. Andrew's Church in Marblehead for more than 40 years. His Good Friday commemoration encouraged folk musicians to create new works that would open up the story of the passion of Jesus and the passion of all of us. Jesus, friend of the poor, Jesus taken down by empire. Oh my, Bob retired to Guatemala this past year, where just a few weeks ago, walking with his wife, he was struck by a motorbike. He had surgery, and that allowed him to survive for a few days. But he was then struck by a heart attack and died at the age of 77. Bob is mourned throughout the folk and singer-songwriter communities. We sometimes say that this time at the turn of autumn into winter is a liminal time, when the veil between existences becomes quite sheer. We may perhaps allow Bob's most widely published and performed song, The Great Storm, allow us to peer through, to see him, to see ourselves, perhaps to hear him, along with many, many musical ancestors. May this song by Bob Franke be our benediction this evening.
Thunder and lightning gave voice to the night. The little lost child cried aloud in her fright. Hush, little baby, a story I will tell of a love powers of hell. Hallelujah, the great storm is over. Lift up your wings and fly. Hallelujah, the great storm is over. Lift up your wings and fly. Sweetness on the air, justice on the wind. Laughter in the house where the mourners have been. The dead shall have music, the blind have new eyes. The standards of death taken down by surprise. Hallelujah, the great storm is over. Lift up your wings and fly. Hallelujah, the great storm is over. Lift up your wings and fly. Release for the captives and end to the wars. Streams in the desert, you hope for the poor. The little small children shall dance as they sing and play with the bears and the lions in the spring. Hallelujah, the great storm is over. Lift up your wings and fly. Hallelujah, the great storm is over. Lift up your wings and fly. Hush, little baby, let go of your fears. The Lord loves his own and your mother is here. The babe fell asleep as the lantern did burn. The mother sang on till her bridegroom's return. Hallelujah, the great storm is over. Lift up your wings and fly. Hallelujah, the great storm is over. Lift up your wings and fly. Hallelujah, the great storm is over. Lift up your wings and fly.
It's time now for us to take just a little break. You're welcome to go into the social hall. We'll have coffee and cookies, but please be back here in 14 and a half minutes. All right. Thank you.